afternoon, everybody. This is the ups and downs and smiles and frowns of fantasy football, episode 1. Past week winners of this week are John Will Ritchie, Brockman Sanders, John Mark Junkins, Brooke Bonnie, and Nick Ginn. Congratulations, everyone, for winning. It's a good week, big week. A bunch of people got to 500. A bunch of people went over 500. A bunch of people went below 500. And people stayed where they are. A bunch of things happened. For the losers this week, Mr. Rick Salinitri. This is later in the podcast for your reply to that. Steven Salinitri, another Tony Homo. He'll kill you every time. Jacob Cook, the law of co-op. Happens again. 2, Michael Salinitri, a.k.a. Bonesaw's ready. Apparently, Bonesaw is not ready. And to Grace Langout, the Jets didn't even score a point. T-Bone needs to pray a lot more. This week matchups, we have John Will Ritchie versus Brockman Sanders. It's going to be a good matchup. John Will put up about 160 last week. I put up about 170. It'll be a high-scoring game. Maybe a Baylor versus West Virginia game. Who will Geno Smith be? The next game we have is Nick versus Steven Sal, or otherwise known as the Middle Sal. This week, we have rivalry games this week. First real time we've had real big rivalry games where, there's more pride in watching your computer when watching football than normal. Because that's what this is all about, watching our computer while watching football. It's true. The I Don't Like You Bowl, Jacob Cook versus John Mark Junkins. Been a lot of trash talking here, people calling people names. It's been pretty heated. We'll see who wins. The next bowl we have is the Estrogen Bowl. It's the battle for women. Estrogen, things that keeps the world going. It's Grace Langout versus Brooke Bonnie. Who's going to win? Grace is 2-2. Brooke is 3-1. Will Grace be able to beat Brooke and knock her down? Brooke has had the least amount of points scored against her over everybody. I think it's around 370 compared to some people who've had like 490 scored against them. Also, we have Sal Bowl, Part Uno, with Big Sal, Mr. Rico Salinitri, or Mr. Rick Salinitri, and Michael Salinitri, the Little Sal, will be playing. Some awards for this week. Each week I'm going to come up with some awards, try to be a little funny to see to get some stuff going. First award, the Mario Fannin Award. If you remember Mario, great running back for Auburn, except he couldn't hold on to the football. He gets picked up by the Denver Broncos. When he gets picked up by them, and he tears his Achilles tendon the next 2 years. So he really couldn't he just can't catch a break. Mario can't catch a break. So for this award of can't catch a break, we're going to give it to Mr. Rick Salinitri. With Chris Johnson this year, he starts in the first 3 weeks. He finally benches him this week, and what does Chris Johnson do? He puts up points. Marcellus Bennett. All these players, Mr. Rick, you can't catch a break. You keep putting on your bench and they keep producing, and then when you start them, they're not getting you. You can't catch a break. The next award is the Tom Brady Award. Everyone hates Tom Brady. Even T.J. Martin hates Tom Brady. Everyone hates Tom Brady. He just always wins. He always has a good team, but we just hate him. He's cocky. He's sponsored by Uggs. Gay. The winner of the Tom Brady Award is John Mark Junkins. John Mark is 4-0. He's got a good team. They're doing well. But John Mark, everyone is cheering against you to lose. You are the Tom Brady Award winner of this week. The next award winner is the Nico Thorpe winner. When Nico Thorpe was at Auburn, he could not turn around for his life to turn around and pick off a ball. I can't tell you how awful Nico was. Everyone remembers that. Except you, John Will, because you don't go to Auburn anymore. And now you're up there with UNA. I don't even know what mascot y'all are. You're awful. So the winner of the Nico Thorpe Award for not being able to turn around. Can they turn their team around? Steven Salinitri. After going 1-0 his first week, Steven has lost the past 3 weeks in a row. Hasn't won a game in his other fantasy leagues in the past 2 weeks. Steven, will you be able to turn your team around is the ultimate question. The next award is the Tim Tebow Award. He's a very good guy, everyone. It's an award when you beat someone, you don't really want to beat them because they're a really good person. They don't talk a lot of smack. They're really nice. That winner goes to Jacob Cook. Jacob, I don't want to beat you. I like you. You're a nice guy. But, a man's got to do what a man's got to do. And sometimes you got to beat a Christian. That's just what happened this week. The next award is the Billie Jean King Award. Billie Jean King was a tennis player in the 70s. She's a woman that beat up on men. This week, Grace didn't have a win, but Michael had a win. But Brooke had a win. So this week's winner is Michael Salinitri. Previous winners of the Billie Jean King Award. Don't think I forgot about all of y'all. Are myself, Michael again, Nick Ginn, and Mr. Rick. We've all lost to girls. We have all won the Billie Jean King Award. Some Auburn news coming from the tutoring booth. Tutor Kyle Monday, he was telling me that he thinks Trevon's going to be okay. He's worried about him in the punt return game. He just doesn't know what he's going to be able to do. The next thing he told me, I'm sorry, still on the reward thing. The next thing he told me is that he just didn't go home this week like everybody else and just study played, and he says he was ready. First time he's ever told me he was ready and confident, so maybe that's a good thing. Corey Lemonier tutored him today. He told me that if he's projected in the first round at the end of the season, he's going pro, which is most likely to happen. When I tutored him last week, he got an email from Todd McShay. McShay said he was a top 15 pick, and he said it was a lock. So that's probably not a good thing. They say he's projected good to be a 3-4 linebacker, outside linebacker. He also told me that D Ford says he's going if he's in the top three rounds projected. I haven't seen projections about D, but I don't like that at all. I think D needs to stay another year. Nick Fairley's situation, only 1 year starting, and then you go to the pros. Usually that doesn't work out that well, unless you're a basketball player like Anthony Davis, because it's going to work out great. The next thing, Reese Dixmuth saw him on campus Monday, and he was in a walking boot. Haven't heard anything about that, but that's not a good thing when you're starting centers in there. Maybe, he got too drunk and hurt it again because, he has an alcohol problem. Conspiracy theories. My conspiracy theory of the week. I love conspiracy theories. I have tons of them. All that have to deal with stuff like the bricking of Louder and all this stuff. I have all these conspiracy theories. My conspiracy theory this week is John Will is not running his team and saving the money that he could have by going to Auburn, and he's using it to pay someone to run his fantasy team. He's an Oracle Bama fan. I heard he's become friends with Bama fans. And that's what he's doing because he spent too much time just doing all this other stuff, not being at Auburn, not being a good person, because only good people go to Auburn. It's a fact. And I'm just kidding. I felt bad about that. But I hear that he has paying someone to help him out with his fantasy team. Brooke quote from the week, Sunday. I go, Brooke, Vernon Davis didn't do that good for you this week. Brooke goes, oh yeah, the Saints offense just hasn't been doing that good. Vernon Davis plays for the San Francisco 49ers, Brooke. But maybe next time. Going down the gossip circle a little bit, Franklin Wetzel was on a date tonight. We think a date. Not sure. He didn't pay, but they were there. They were both dressed up, and they were both very nervous when they saw Brooke and I were at Pita Pit. And he was with Lexa the freshman. So that's a little gossip going down, a little juice coming. And now we get to our favorite news special segment at the end of every show. A quote from Steven before the fantasy league before the league started. I'm going to be putting on a show this season, so get your popcorn ready. Steven, the popcorn has not popped yet. Prayer request this week, our football team, Chuck Pagano, the coach of the Colts, he has leukemia, so keep him in your prayers. The Atlanta Braves, because they're going to the playoffs. Most likely, they'll be playing the Cardinals unless the Dodgers can pull it off. I hope the Dodgers do pull it off, because we're going to beat either one of them. Can't stop it. It won't stop. Can't stop the chop. Also, in our last pledge, we're going to pray for Tony Romo, a.k.a. Tony Homo, because he threw 5 interceptions, and he's horrible. That's all we got today from the podcast. This will be coming out each week on Tuesdays. I hope you all have a great day. So does TJ Martin. He hopes you have a great day. Go Ace, baby. Go Ace.
That's right, there you go.
Go Ace. There we go. All right, we'll talk to y'all later. Until next time. See you later. We're out. Ups and downs, smiles and frowns, fantasy football.